Assalamu alaikum students. I think this is probably the first video I'm making for with regards to class 6 and A and B. Class 6C I've given already a lot of videos. So today we are going to start a new topic that is on chapter 8, that's information and data. I know one or two sections, especially 6 or 6B has completed this, but from my part, like I was taking class in 6C, so this is still not completed over there, so I would be following that class, but then the ones who have completed you can go through as a revision part. Okay, so I'm starting with this chapter, which is information and data. This is probably the most easiest chapter with regards to class 6 maths, because from here 2 questions are given and you have to answer only one. So this is a chapter which is actually related to class 5, where you did histogram and stuff. Okay, so a few definitions we need to go through before starting our main problem. Okay, so what is usually information and data? You can say now the technology which we are using is what? Information technology, right? Where usually we collect data from different organizations or different places, then we can display it on a graph. After displaying it on a graph, we can understand that this particular thing is going on in a specific area. Okay, for example, let's say the amount of foods available. Okay, for example, let's say the amount of food available. Suppose we can make a statistic on that report. Suppose let's say for a season, summer season, the amount of foods available. What amount of food is available in this season? What amount of food is available in winter season? Okay, in which places also. So in order to express them, we usually use a statistical chart. We can collect different information and then we can represent it via a histogram or a graph. So these are all part of what? Statistics or information and data, where we usually collect data. So main part is where we usually collect data and display it as a statistical report. So what is a statistical report? The one which one example is the one which you did in class 5 regarding the histogram. So what did the histogram show? Like, if you remember, let me just give you an example. You drew a graph, then you could understand, then you made different boxes depending on the values of frequency, right? This type of graph you usually drew in class 5. So what did we understand from here? For example, this is let's say for vegetable consumption, this is tomato. Okay, so tomato was found in this particular place. Let's say this is a statistical report for a place, let's say Chittagong. Okay, so tomato, this may be cauliflower. Okay, this may be, let's say, mint. This may be cucumber, so etc. Just I'm giving an example where we use statistical report. We can use different type of statistical reports everywhere, so we can just have an understanding which vegetable was available the most. Okay, just an example. This is not the problem which we will be doing, just an example. Give an example where we understand where statistical report is used. Suppose you can also give an example of amount of water consumption in an area. Okay, for example, let's say in Chittagong we make a water consumption data. In Dhaka we can get a water consumption data, amount of water consumption. Then we can compare both cities. Then we can understand if you are trying to find out a problem also by looking at the statistical report. We can easily understand which place has problem with regards to water consumption. Suppose for example in Dhaka maybe the water consumption is high, in Chittagong maybe the water consumption is low. So you understand, I'm trying to explain over here is the use of statistical reports everywhere. By looking at a statistical report, you can have a very easy understanding that what needs to be done or how can a problem be solved. So it's a very important thing. Wherever you go in your future life ahead, you need to create statistical reports everywhere, especially in marketing, presentation, in surveying. Suppose a medicinal product you want to launch in the market. So before even launching, first of all you do the marketing of this particular product. After doing marketing, then you can find out which doctors like this medicine the most. So in this way you can actually make a statistical report as well. So this is the use of this type of data where you can easily find out what needs to be done or which product is being used most in a place. Okay, so this is very important. Though this is an easy chapter, but the use of this chapter is very important. Okay, because you need to make different type of statistical reports everywhere. Now in this when you go outside in the market, you need to make a lot of statistical reports. So now let's go through some definitions. For example, one thing is data. Okay, just move to this is page 159. Okay, so over here data. So what is data? Data is the numerical information that we usually collect. Okay, the numerical information that we collect for displaying it as a statistical report. For example, over here it's been explained about the marks obtained by different students. Okay, so one of the data, you can say that one of the number based information of statistics is obtained highest marks. Suppose you get different marks in your subjects, right? So these are all data of statistics. By using this data, you can actually create a statistical report. So now what is statistics? The numbers used in expressing and presenting the information of statistics are data of statistics. Okay, so usually the data is used to express a statistical report. Okay, so this is what we call data. Next, let's move on to our next topic, that is organized and unorganized data. So this is very simple. So what is organized data and what is unorganized data? You see, let's give you an example. Suppose 1, 3, 5, 7, 10, 8, 9. Okay, suppose these are the marks of different students in class 10, empty marks. Okay, so you can see that up till here it follows an ascending order, but up till 10 actually, then it does not follow any ascending order. So this marks is not following a specific order. If the values of different data which I have collected are not represented in ascending or descending order, then those values are known to be unorganized data. I am repeating it again. If the values obtained or if the data obtained is not represented in ascending or descending order, suppose this is neither in ascending nor in descending order, then these sort of data are known to be unorganized data. If we represent a data in ascending order, or let's say or if we represent a data in descending order properly, then these sort of data are organized data. Okay, so these are not represented either in our ascending order or descending order, so these are known to be unorganized data. Got it? Alright. Now the next topic which we will go through is so just before going to our next topic, I will also indicate that in exam you might have to arrange different data into organized data. Okay, most of the time the information which you will be provided will be in unorganized way, so you need to actually arrange the data in organized way. Okay, in exam you need to do that. So the next topic which we'll go through is mean. So what is mean? Whenever you are organizing a data, you would be actually asked to find out three different values, that is mean, mode and median. I think mean you already did in some part of average in class 5. Okay, so mean means actually very easy. It means average, you can say. It's the same as average. Suppose I have different data 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay, so how to find mean? Mean equals to the sum of the data divided by the number of data. So sum of data means you need to add all of them. Sum means add, so 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 divide by number of data. How many data are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you just need to divide and you will find the mean. Very easy. Okay, so what is mean? Mean means you need the data which you have, you need to add all of them, the sum of the data divided by the number of data. Okay, next we move on to median. So median means what? First of all, in order to find the median, first of all we need to have a data that is arranged in an ascending order. So let's say I have different type of data: 10, 9, 12, 6, 15, 7, 8, 14, 13. Okay, I have these datas. Okay, so I have these datas: 10, 9, 12, 6, 15, 7, 8, 14, 13. How many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So first of all what we need to do is arrange them in ascending order. So once we arrange, what do we get? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so after we arrange in ascending order, if the number of data is odd, how many datas are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, if the number of data is odd, what do? We separate this in equal parts. So this gets separated, this gets separated. So once you separate, the middle number is actually the what? Median. So median over here is 10. Now you can say, so this is the number of data over here is odd. So we actually separated them both and then we found the median. But if the number of data is even, then what can we do? Suppose let's say there is no 15 over here. Okay, 6 7 8 9 10 12 13 14. Okay, so here the number of data is what? Even. 4 and 4, that's 8. So in this case, if you need to find out the median, what you need to do is first separate equal parts from outside. Okay, these 3 parts I have separated, these 3 parts I have separated. So now I have these 2 numbers, 9 and 10. So what I need to do is I just add them both. Okay, then after adding them I divide by 2. So that is 19 by 2, that is 9.5. So this is the way we can find out the median. So what do we need to do first? If the number of data is odd, we just separate equal number of portions from both sides and the middle one will be the median. If the number of data is even, again we separate equal portions, but we take, instead of taking one value, we take 2 values, then add them and divide by 2. So this is how we can get median. Okay, so I hope mean and median is clear. Finally, let's move on to mode. That should be our last topic of discussion today. So how to find mode? Mode is actually the maximum if a data is repeated. Okay, the maximum time a data has been repeated is known as the mode. Suppose let us say I have different values, 80, 70, 60, 50, 90, 80, 90, 80, 70, 50. Okay, so I have, let's say I have these different type of values. Okay, so 80, 70, 60, 50, 90, 80, 80. Okay, so first of all let's arrange them in ascending order. Let's arrange them. So if you can see, 50 starts with 50. How many times 50? 2 times. Okay, next 60, 1 time. Next 70, 1 and 2 times. 80, 1, 2, 3. So 80, 80, 80. And finally 92 times. Now you can see 50 has occurred 2 times, 70 has occurred 1 time, 80 has occurred 3 times, 90 has occurred 2 times. So what is mode? Mode is the maximum times a number of data has occurred. So over here for this particular data the mode is 80. Okay, so what is mode? Mode is the number of data which appears frequently. From book, mark over here. The mode of data under consideration will be the number or numbers which repeat frequently and appear maximum times. So this is actually the definition of the mode. The data that occurs that repeats that appears maximum times is called mode. Again, just to write down the definition of median. The definition of median is over here. Median is the value of the middle of the collected data. Okay, mark this from book, because you might be asked a question in exam: what is mean, what is mode, what is median? Okay, mean, yeah. So the definition of mean is over here, mark from the book. Alright, so today we have learned till mean, mode and median. Next day we will discuss line diagram. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day.